With OMAD, you can reduce body weight and become slimmer, or you can increase your muscle mass and increase your weight just a bit, as long as you do high-intensity interval training, with calisthenics, for example. Bodybuilders often take a protein supplement in order to increase their muscle mass. But is this applicable to people that eat only one meal a day? Let's talk about it.
In my first 4 years of OMAD, I was eating a high carbohydrate diet. Yet I continued to decrease my body weight, although very slowly. Later, my body seemed to ask me to increase the intensity of my exercise routines. This was due to my keto adaptation. That is, the use of ketones as a source of energy, along with other hormonal changes. Given the relatively low protein content of my OMAD diet back then, I began to eat a supplement of protein. My goal changed from weight loss to increase my muscle mass. Happy with an obvious increase in my muscle mass, I ignored a subtle and slow increase in my belly fat. My reaction was to blame the carbohydrates. I began to cut my already low carbohydrate nutrients even further, and my body responded, but not by much. I increased my exercise routine, but that did not seem to have much of an effect. Lately, I began to consider the effects of gluconeogenesis. Let me explain. Gluconeogenesis is the transformation of any excess amino acids, the building blocks of proteins, into glucose. This is beneficial because we want to maintain a minimum blood glucose level for our bodies to function properly. Excess amino acids could come from an excessive protein intake through supplementation. But that is not all. When in OMAD, you also recycle degraded proteins through autophagy into amino acids. So we OMADers may not need a protein supplementation after all. Because of gluconeogenesis, any excess amino acids may become excess glucose. The excess glucose is stored as hepatic glycogen or eventually as energy in the body fat.
I hypothesized that with my protein supplement, I was increasing my body fat along with my muscle mass. To test this hypothesis, I temporarily removed the supplement of protein from my diet. I immediately felt the results.
First, I found that my satiety was reduced. By 7 p.m., I began to feel hungry, but just a little. Enough to show me that my hypothesis was probably correct. My belly fat began to reduce too. I was onto something. Did I have to choose between being skinny and being strong? Was there a middle ground where I will perform well in my exercise routine without becoming obese again? Well, I am no longer a young man, and I have an audience of one for my body appearance. My wife of 40 years. She likes me strong rather than skinny, and that is good enough for me. If you are a young man or a young woman, your motivation might be different. As we age, sarcopenia is a concern to keep in mind. So, what to do? I have decided to be practical about it. Now, I only have a protein supplement if my one meal is not supplying me with enough protein. I can calculate my total daily protein intake, but I also have to keep track of my satiety in the evening and make adjustments accordingly. By trial and error, I can find a daily amount of protein that makes me feel satiated. The recommended daily allowance of protein is 0.8 grams per kilogram per day, and most Americans eat 1.2 to 1.5 grams per kilogram per day. Longevity experts recommend 2.0 grams per kilogram per day or more. To me, that seems excessive. I hardly ever get to 1.0 grams per kilogram, and I still feel very satiated with that amount. So instead, I'm now eating my protein supplement only once or twice a week. Remember that autophagy results from fasting for 18 hours or more a day, and amino acids are recycled by autophagy. Thus, OMADers generate amino acids through autophagy, in addition to the protein intake. Your dietary protein can be calculated using the myfitnesspal.com application. At the same time, you can subjectively score your level of satiety from 1 to 10 in the evening. Find out if your satiety decreases when you take in less protein, and if it increases with protein supplementation. Then find out what is ideal for you, depending on your goals with OMAD. In summary, muscles do not necessarily grow more under a high-protein diet. You may also recycle your proteins into amino acids with OMAD due to autophagy. Then the excess amino acids thus generated may be transformed into glucose, and the excess glucose into fatty acids, which are stored in your body fat. You may have heard that low protein intake can lead to sarcopenia, but this may be different for OMADers due to autophagy. Our goal should be a balance between fitness and low body fat. OMAD and HIIT at the right time of the day help in generating growth hormone and ketones.
Both growth hormone and ketones are helpful in muscle development. All you have to do is to adjust the amount of protein you eat based on satiety and your daily requirements. Whether you are looking to increase your muscle mass or reduce your body weight, with OMAD, life is looking up. Thank you.